And good morning. It is Monday once again. We are so close to Thanksgiving. It's coming up this Thursday. I hope that you've got friends and family coming in. And if you're traveling, use caution as you go across America back to your home. Be careful. Fog in the area this morning. I'm telling you, so thick to the south of us, they don't know where Waynesboro is at this time. They're trying to find the city side. As we go to radar this morning from Doc's Toyota, look at this as we go south. Again, a fog advisory for Clark County, also Jasper County. But thick the further south you go as you get into the Laurel, Hattiesburg area, portions of York, Alabama, and the further southeast you go into Thomasville, Alabama, Monroeville, Chatham, Alabama, down to Centronale. Boy, it sure is thick in those areas. As you go a little bit north of here, look at Forest. It's getting pretty rough there as you cross into Scott County out of Newton County, and we do have it in Newton as you move north of Highway 15. By the time you get to Union, it's going to be very thick there for a few miles as you go north toward Philadelphia. Be careful anywhere here around Walnut Grove as you're going across here on Highway 21, 492. Those areas thick. All the way up to 15 near Philadelphia and to the northeast of Philadelphia in the Knox-Pater area. All along there, we got a lot of fog. So careful. Even over Pennington, y'all be cautious what you do this morning. We want you there in one piece. Now, we do have severe weather lined up for tonight. It should begin around midnight till about 5 a.m. We'll keep you up to date on that and give you an update and show you the areas of concern that we have for tonight. Tornadoes can't be ruled out. We've got that in your forecast this morning, up and coming in a few moments. All that and so much more. Let's go on out and get our good word of the day.
Hey, Thanksgiving week 2025 is here, and all week long at Change Begins in You, we will focus on things we're thankful for. Today, I'm thankful for God's unchanging love. Now, in a world of constant change where relationships shift and circumstances fluctuate, we anchor our souls in this truth. God's love for His people never wavers. The psalmist declared in Psalm 100, "For the Lord is good, His steadfast love endures forever, and His faithfulness to all generations." The prophet in Lamentations 3 beautifully said, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end." Look, y'all, this isn't empty poetry. It's bedrock reality written from the depths of suffering. You see, even when Jerusalem lay in ruins, God's love remained constant. Now consider this. God's love for you isn't contingent on your performance. When you stumble, His love doesn't diminish. Also, though, when you triumph, it doesn't increase. His love is not a response to who you are, but a revelation of who He is. God is love, as Apostle John wrote in 1 John. Love is His very nature. And this unchanging love drove Jesus to the cross. Having loved His own who were in the world, He loved them to the end, the Gospel of John says. That same love pursues us today. So how should we respond to that? And the answer is with thanksgiving that overflows into faithfulness. Because He is unchanging, we can trust Him completely. Because His love endures, we can face tomorrow without fear. So today, thank God, not just for what He does, but for who He is, eternally, unchangeably, magnificently loving toward His people. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Monday, November the 24th. Again, Thanksgiving this Thursday. Enjoy yourself. Eat too much. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. It will be good. So good to see everyone up and at 'em as we begin this day together. Amen. I see that a lot there. Miss Joyce, good morning to you as we start this off. Do you remember, as we talked about this earlier this month, the teenager, the young lady who lost her life on a Carnival cruise? You remember that? The coroner's report has come back and she died from
asphyxiation.
Asphyxiate, yeah.
That's close.
Yeah, I'm real close on that. She was choked. And it's called a bar hold. As we look a little bit closer, if I thought about it, I could say it. I have to get prepared for that and say it a few times, Odie. But it was from a bar hold, which is basically someone putting their arm around her neck and closing off her windpipe. God bless her. What a horrible way to go as we find out more about that death. On a cruise ship, nonetheless, as well. We hope the proper person is brought to justice over this. A young life lost for no reason there. Let's see here. Protest that happened in America. We have so many people come from other countries that want to start protests that basically, I guess you could say they're mad because it's not their country. In our own words of Americans, and especially Southerners, well, go back if you don't like the way it is here. We have some young men that are now facing felony charges as we had those protesting America hold up bacon. They're going to be charged with taunting Muslims with bacon. Now, they didn't do anything to them. They just had it in their hand. I'll let you fill in the blanks, and we'll leave it at that. My, oh, my. This is starting to be the easy pickoff. I mean, for bank robbers or burglars in general. Museums. We've had a Swiss museum rob now of all their golden coins. Security's laxed. They stand around and they move in quickly and take what they want. That has happened. No word yet if they'll increase their security. Going back to what I just said, President Trump is going to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a foreign terrorist organization. Sometimes the stories just get weirder. The NFL's first transgender cheerleader has quit. Claiming she was cut because they were trans. Again, I have no comment. Now, as we get into the laws of America, we all know that to be an American president, to be the president of America, rather, you have to be born in the U.S. of A. Even though Bruce, which I'm not fond of, had a good song about that, born in the USA, you had to be born here to be the president. There's an idea floating around that to be an elected official that you might need to be born in America. What do you think? Should that happen? Some are saying no, some are saying yes. Pretty soon, Congress is going to look a whole lot different, that's all I'm saying. When was the last time you went to a college football game out of town? I look at a story out of Florida. As you get ready to go to Tallahassee to a ball game, if you check into a hotel, you have to do a 2-day minimum. So what does a hotel go for now? $200 more a night. So you're looking at anywhere from $500 to $600 for a hotel stay. As we look at this, where parking once was $5, it's $36 to park your car there in Florida. And the family says it's just about out of reach to where their weekend getaway, where they went to watch the ball game, has turned into an $1,100 stay each weekend to go watch a ball game, and they can't afford it much. There ain't many people that can blow $1,100 every weekend to go to an event that they like. Pretty soon, it's going to be the upper tier that can only afford to go to a ball game. But let's be serious. You can see it a whole lot better on your television or your phone screen, can't you? I don't care to be out of town. Do y'all remember that time I went to the Mississippi State ball game and it took me an hour and 10 minutes to get to my seat? Man, that was way up there.
And a ladder to get there.
I did get there, but I took baby steps. And I swore, and then after it took me that hour and stuff to sit down, Odie, then I realized I had to go to the bathroom, and I thought, I ain't going back. I just sat there. I'm not much on heights, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. And at Mississippi State, it just keeps getting taller and taller the further you go to sit. But it's getting ridiculous to be able to go to a college game, and so we all know they've changed the rules so much. Let's again go back and revisit this young lady that was on a train that lost her life. The young lady that was set on fire. Are y'all familiar with the case I'm talking about? We've had 2 cases of this where one young lady was stabbed to death by a criminal. This one that just happened, she was torched by a criminal. This guy had been in jail 49 times. and turn loose each time. Have I introduced you to the judge who did that? Here she is. She's the one that turned him out on the 49th time from Illinois. Judge Teresa Malona Gonzalez. At some point, we really need to have judges held accountable for what they do. When someone breaks the law, we got to do something. It's out of hand, in my opinion. Trump is signaling it. I think he has 4 to 5 days to make the final decision, but Zelensky has 4 to 5 days to accept it, and Trump has put out, you accept it or you're on your own. You won't be getting help from the U.S. We're close to this deadline. My gut is it will happen. Candace Owens, boy, I tell you, this just goes more into right field every time she talks. Have y'all seen the latest? Even the Hodge twins are going, hello. She's claiming that the French sent out a hit squad to assassinate her, and they could be responsible for Charlie's death also.
The French warned her. The Israelis come out.
Read deeper into all this stuff of what she's saying. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it of what she's put together. She claims that Macron has ordered her assassination. And she says that, as Odie said there, the Israelis are involved in this. She's got it. Here's what it is. You can go to Twitter and read the whole thing there, what she says. 2 days I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government, and it goes on to detail what she claims is all of those coming after her. What are you saying, Odie? Yay or nay?
You know, compared to what they said and who they said happened to Charlie Kirk, I don't believe what's being put out.
He doesn't believe what's being put out. It's too far-fetched for me. She may have gotten a glimpse of something.
She's gone off the deep end.
It is the deep.
I believe we've got a false narrative and the false shooter in custody.
Odie's going conspiracy theory. Maybe another person involved, and it could be. Who knows? We have a. Let me show you the senator here. She is from Michigan. Right here. This is her. You know, all the talk in town that's saying that Trump has done wrong, issuing illegal military orders. She admitted that he had not, and she's a Democrat senator. The rest of the party probably won't be happy with her later today. What else is happening today? Is it time to end the filibuster? If the Republicans don't, then I would probably think if they ever take control, Democrats, it will be. And what that allows is you have to have 60 votes to pass something. I think that will probably go away pretty soon there. Over the weekend, a shooting near a New York City nightclub left one person deceased. We had 4 more people injured during our Christmas tree lighting in North Carolina. Now, what authorities are telling us, it was 2 parties that were mad at each other. They commenced to shooting at each other. They know who did it, not to be worried. Well, yeah, I'm still worried. Everything that goes on, well, this is an isolated incident, but they keep going on, don't they? They keep doing it in more public places. It puts the general public at risk. We had a 14-year-old killed, 8 others injured during a holiday festival in downtown Chicago also. More examples of what went on this weekend across the nation. By now, you have probably heard, and I don't know how big of a fan you are of hers, but Marjorie Taylor Greene says she will resign come January. She's out. I don't think Trump's upset over it. Strange, very strange of that. Trump even went and said that he hopes one day she'll return to politics after taking a quick break. She was such a Trump supporter and then all of a sudden went against him. She knows now that when she goes back in, she has absolutely no support within the party. She has no power. She can't do anything. It'd be what, a lame duck? That's why she's going to resign there. She got something up her sleeve. People are requesting, if you remember that odd thing that happened down in a few years ago with Epstein, you remember where he was sentenced and nothing really happened to him? Where he got accused and nothing happened? They're wanting all those files released, and they should be. Every last single one. The Pope has accepted the resignation of a bishop. He's 75. He's turned it in. He's accused of sexual misconduct with a young boy. No, again, accused. The man is grown now, and he said it started when he was 10 years old. But yet he will be allowed to resign before the investigation. Okay. How often does that happen? Especially with people in power, whether it's police or a high-ranking, maybe even a teacher. And they go, if you resign, well, nothing will happen with this. Everybody's happy. Well, what becomes is whatever they did there, it just gets worse at the next job. Accountability is what needs to happen nationwide in all these jobs like this. Even senators. Anybody that does anything, that needs to follow. Trust me, if you get pulled over, it's when they check your record, it's on there for other things. Why shouldn't people of that also have to answer? The first person known to be infected by the bird flu has passed away. Oh, that's scary. I know we've all been waiting up for this one here. Headlines is the sumo wrestling. Anybody ever watched it? Basically, it's a bunch of big fellas wearing a piece of floss. That pretty much. It's pretty nasty, y'all. Don't watch that. Don't come across this on television. For the first time, a Ukraine-born person is now the world champion sumo wrestler. He's a big old boy. We will not show a picture and mess up breakfast. We'll just leave that be there. Morgan Gesser. Are y'all familiar with that? She was in an institution. Something was not quite right. Back in 2014, she carried out a murder of what she described as a person. It was a fictional person. Is that the way to do that? An illusion? Yeah. Told her to take someone's life. She escaped temporarily. She's been taken back into custody. She took her ankle bracelet off. That's what you call those ankle bracelets. And she made her way into the knife. She's been taken back into custody. It was a scary situation there for a little while there. Teachers in Canada, they were on a... You really got to be tough there and care about others. Teachers had taken some children on a hiking expedition in Canada. They were attacked by a grizzly bear. 11 people injured. So the teachers stepped up and protected. That's good to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you do in a bad situation? Your true colors come out during... We know that. There's some people that tuck and run, while others step up to the plate to protect others. That exists. It truly does. Do you remember the house cleaning episode where the guy shot and I've brought this up several times, of the cleaning lady that knocked on the front door. She had the wrong address and he shot her. Do y'all remember that? She did die there in her husband's arms on the front porch. She'd gotten the wrong address from her work, the people that she worked with. The guy had several instances of paranoid, where the police said that he had issues and had called in before. He has been granted release from jail. He made bail. They gave him a bond. He's out. Hopefully nothing else goes on. The rapper that donated to Obama's campaign, actually he funneled money from a foreign country into Obama's campaign fund back in 2014, has been convicted. He'll spend 14 years in jail now. Again, that's what he's sentenced. Now, he may get out early. We all know how that works. Good behavior and all that, but he's been sentenced to 14 years in jail. Hubba. That's a lot. We'll be right back with your forecast.
On a hot day chasing crime in Meridian, to make a man thirsty, there's no better way than an ice-cold Coca-Cola to quench your thirst.
Or an ice-cold Diet Coke if you prefer that flavor.
No matter where you're at, stop by a local store and support that store and Meridian Coca-Cola. They're supporting us every day.
The Scotty Ray Report studio is sponsored by Environment Masters, providing hassle-free heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical services since 19. Welcome back as we get into that forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
Our record highs, record lows, 73. It was 84 today. 1970, some 56 years ago, it was 20 degrees this morning. As we look at what's going to happen today, we'll see 77 in Meridian as we go northward, 74 in Philadelphia to Columbus. As we get near the state line, we'll get anywhere from 65 to 69 there across that Tennessee line. As we come down the Mississippi River, we'll see 72 and then climb to a warm 80 there in Natchez. On the Gulf Coast, we'll see 74 today. As we glance across tonight, low of only 60 in Meridian. We'll see 59 in Philadelphia. And as you can see, the rain will be a little bit heavier there in the Louisville area, back in Scott County as we come across to Columbus, coming in at 59 and 57 at Corinth. But again, we've got more rain in this area. This is going to be a level 2 in here, and we should see a level 1 move in right around midnight. As we look at this, here's what we've got for Alabama, 77 today, 74 in Birmingham, and we'll see 77 in Troy. Now, here's what we're looking at. This is what we have so far this morning. Anywhere west around Kosciuszko, Louisville area could see severe weather from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. The Meridian area and anything east of Jackson, we'll see this from midnight till 5 a.m. Taking the Meridian, just barely getting into Enterprise. It looks as though we'll see a different story there for the rest of Stonewall and all. Not quite so bad, but most of Meridian only on the eastern side as we get near the Bama line will it be probably fading out. We'll watch this very closely. We do expect the worst of the weather to be to the northwest of Philadelphia. That's what we expect. It's Mother Nature. We'll watch it. Now, tomorrow night, we'll see a level 1 for the entire area. In both nights, we cannot rule out tornadic activity. We want to remind you of that. Hail up to a quarter-size hail. That's pretty big there, damaging wind gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. As we look at this, warmer weather right now across Mississippi. This is just a change. As we see that cool front moving into West Texas is headed towards us. As we look at this, 77 today, 78 tomorrow with a 90% chance of thunderstorms. That begins at midnight. By Wednesday, the temps drop to 64, 35 Wednesday night. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, a high of only 57 with freezing temperatures at 32. By Friday, Black Friday rolls out at 59, low of 37, and we start inching back up to the 60s there, mid-60s by Sunday with a 30% chance of showers. Now, we're going to stay in that early 60, 62 area there all the way through the 4th of December, then dip back down into the 50s for at least one day. This is all subject to change, but light rain chances there. As we move forward, this December the 6th, what we're looking at for the Meridian Parade, a 40% roughly chance of rain. Again, it's early. We'll watch that. As we look at the perfect time to fish today, this afternoon around 2:20 through about 4:20 is perfect time. A minor time this morning at 9:30 till about 11:30. Sunrise happening at 6:32. Here's what we've got, an average day of deer hunting, thanks to our friends out at Wimberley Taxidermy. Calm wind becoming south around 5 miles an hour this morning. Major times to hunt. Let me get my ducks in a row here if you're going deer hunting. Rump row, 2:23 this afternoon to 4:23, and a minor time this morning from 10 until 11. Again, sunrise 6:32, sunset at 4:52. The wind's going to be calm, becoming south around 5 this morning. So that's what we've got when it comes to deer hunting. Let's go back to take a look at radar. Look at live radar this morning so you can see exactly what we've got shaping up in the big wide world here as we pull up Doc's radar. All of this, again, is fog, and we got it in northern Lauderdale County now, pretty thick there. Large portions of heavy, thick fog there in Philadelphia now. Also, Newton County, lots of fog there. Only Quitman and northward to about the city limit sign of Meridian is an area that's not quite so bad. But we've got it all over from Butler, Alabama to Pennington, Thomasville, all the way down to Waynesboro, Laurel, Hattiesburg area if you're watching from there this morning. Even Taylorsville this morning is thick fog. This is going to close in on Meridian here in just a little bit. Highway 16, yep. Ford store, all that area there, a lot of fog there, and we're starting to see it just north of the Ralph Morgan Rodeo Arena there, a lot of fog there as well. But Union, you've got it thick all the way over to Walnut Grove, up to Dixon. All of that area there around the fairgrounds has got it this morning. So use caution. Highway 15 is dangerous to begin with. We want you to be careful there. So that's what we got there. Now, quickly, let's look at this of severe weather, the outlook. This is what we've got going on. As we just got an updated, this is for today. So everything's out the window that we showed you just a minute ago. This just got updated a few minutes ago. Meridian now in a level 2. This is going to be the western side of Lauderdale County, and now we've got parts of Stonewall involved with this also. Let's double check, make sure I got the right day. That is tonight. Again, this is brand spanking new from the National Weather Service in the last 10 to 15 minutes. A level 2 for Quitman. This is going to go starting right here at Shibuda, go northward up Highway 45 and follow that line very closely as we see here. Let's turn this back on where you can see this. This is going to follow right along, right up next to the Clarko State Park, taking in all of this area out to Cooper's Chapel, into the Clarkdale area, out to Greg's, the Evangel Temple, and then moving west out of the county there and splitting Lauderdale County with a 2 and a 1. Newton County, you're under a level 2 for the most part, and portions of Neshoba County in Union there, we've got a little bit, this is going to call this the Dixon community, under a level 2, also Carthage as well. Winston County, the good news for you, you're still under a level 1. We're going to watch this closely. Again, this begins at midnight as we do this, and again, it wasn't that way just a few moments ago, so just a new update from the National Weather Service. The morning show kicks off in just a few moments. We're going to start about a minute late. We got to have coffee or the show doesn't go on. It's the greatest show on earth if we've got coffee. Otherwise, we're just kind of duds, aren't we? We'll be right back. Join us, won't you? It all begins in just a couple of minutes.